Hello, dear friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is news time again from this very good channel. Welcome back. How are you all doing? Hope you are good. I pray that God will be with you in your endeavors. Today we have another update for you, and I want you to, after listening to it, you drop your opinion and suggestions you have so that Biafra will be free. And that's just it. Okay, let's go there.
Ijaw nation, I repeat, the declaration of a state of emergency by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Rivers State has rekindled the quest for an Ijaw nation. There are also discussions going on how the Ijaw people can join the Biafran agitation to also push for self-determination. For a very long time, the Biafrans have been pushing for self-determination because of marginalization by the government of the day. Now, the same Ijaw who felt or who is feeling right now that they are marginalized in a Nigeria, in a one Nigeria, is seeking for self-determination. That is why Vanguard put it like this: emergency rule, Ijaw to meet, decide on options for self-determination. I shared a video where these discussions were going on. People were saying that let us join the Biafrans, let us join this agitation. Let us see how we can move on from Nigeria, because it seems Nigeria has been unfair to us. Look at Jonathan, an Ijaw president. See the gang up against Jonathan from the north and the southwest. You see the major parties that form the APC carrying all sort of propaganda. The same things that the APC kicked against during Jonathan's era was the same thing that the APC is. The policies they are putting in place. They kick against subsidy, carried a lot of news, made a lot of threats. So the Ijaw people see this as a threat on their nation. They believe they sustain Nigeria. If you take away Ijaw people, the Ijaw and their resources and their lands away from one Nigeria, Nigeria they believe is going to crumble. So now, this is how Vanguard put it. Tuesday's declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State by President Bola Tinubu has rekindled the quest for self-determination by the Ijaw ethnic nationality of the Niger Delta. Professor Benjamin Okaba, note these names: President of Ijaw Nation Congress. The Ijaw Apex Sociocultural Group told reporters, for Ijaw people, we are not too happy because we see this as another note. We see this as another slap on us. But again, our position will be deliberated upon in a wider stakeholders meeting that will be convened later. So, they are looking at their options. We had an Ijaw president who was deemed to be weak. If Tinubu were in the position Jonathan was then, it would have been a different story. If Buhari were to be in Jonathan's shoes, it would have been a different story. That is why these people are calling Jonathan a weak president. Most Nigerians were calling Jonathan a weak president. Now, it seems Nigerians see the Ijaw people as a weak people. That is why a Wike can go online and start blasting the Ijaws. What is Asawana? Who are Ijaw people? When you look at the map of Ijaw, Ijaw are more in number than any other Niger Delta tribe. Ijaw spread across Bayelsa, Delta State, then coming to Rivers State, going to Akwa Ibom, Ondo State. There are Ijaw people in Ondo State. So the Ijaw is spread across the riverine areas. When you look at their map, the same Wike is calling Ijaw minority. In Rivers State, the Ijaw has land and population than the Ikweris, whether the one that is politically Ijaw, politically associated Ijaw, or the main Ijaw. Jaja of Opobo, according to history, was an Igbo man, and some of them are politically associated to the Ijaw nation. When Nigeria divides today, it is very, very possible that we have an Ijaw nation. We have many other nationalities, but when you listen to news, you listen to events, you always hear Ijaw nation. Do we hear about Ikwere nation? We know that Ikwere has ties with Igbos. Igbo is a word. Igbo. Igbo is a word like the people. So Igbo is There are different languages in under the Igbo. So any Ikore person that tells you I'm not Igbo, well, there's an issue with understanding what the Igbo word means. So we cannot have an Ikore nation. If you compare the Ikore to the Ijaw, you cannot look at where you have an Ikore nation. You have an Ijaw nation, because these people have common boundaries and time. They cut across the riverine areas and they connect. You know, we have majority of Ijaws in Bayelsa. That's why they are ruling. So what Wike was saying was trying to look down on the Ijaw people, because we have had two people, at least I witnessed two people. They see Jonathan as a weak person, and they also see Fubara as a weak person. If Wike were to be in Fubara's shoes, because Wike also betrayed the people that brought him into power. So let's not say Wike will not do what Fubara did. Will not. Wike spat at the people that brought him into power. Now, if Wike were in Fubara's shoes, what would Wike have done? This would have been a different story entirely. If Wike were to be in Jonathan's shoes, what would Wike have done? So the Ijaw people are seen as a weak people. Look at what happened to their former leaders, especially in Ogoniland and all have you. Look at how Nigerians have dealt with the Ijaw people. So looking at that sentiment, not only the Ijaw people are being marginalized, the marginalization cuts across. And who are the headmasters? The Fulani. Some will say, this guy don't come again, you are Fulani. I'm telling you, any crisis we have in Nigeria today, the connection, you always have a connection with Fulani. Any crisis. I don't want to blame the Southwest, because maybe there are pawns that are used to carry out many atrocities. But everything that has, so far there is oil in your nation. Every step, everything must be made. Everything must be made to put them under check. Now the question is, can the Ijaw of today stand and fight for their self-determination? That is the point. Are they sincere when they say they want to join the Biafra agitation? Can the Ijaws and Igbos work together in fighting for self-determination in Nigeria of today? Maybe Nigeria of those days, it might be possible. But the polarization, the ethnic hatred and division that's been planted by politicians amongst the youth, young people of today, if you go online, social media, those that are spewing bigotry and hate, they are very young people. They are even doing much more than our parents, as we speak in quotes. So can the Ijaw people of today work with the Biafrans of today? Can they find a common ground to push for self-determination? Do the Ijaws have what it takes? Do they have leaders that will align with the option? Because when you say the leaders, the professor said, Ijaws are going to have a meeting. We are looking for options and this and that. Do they have leaders that can really stand their ground and fight for their people? In the past, they have been brought to their knees by the Nigerian government because there was a directive. You can touch anything, don't touch the oil. Because Nigeria, every land in Nigeria belongs to the federal government. The resources we have. So far you subscribe to the 1999 Constitution, you're a part of the Nigerian territory. Your resources belong to the Nigerian government. And who are those that control the government? We have majority of the Northerners controlling the government. If you look at people that are even controlling the economy, they are not the Niger Delta people that are controlling the economy, although it is their oil that builds, that sponsors and that funds the economy. Look at companies, startup companies that are being owned by people today. We have the Northerners and the Yorubas. They are the ones that have a lot.